Uh, Hi, Theus.
First of all, hello, Theus, Parker, Tracy. Hello, everybody. Protests are meant to be disruptive. Protests should be punished, dealt with. Both are major points for having a protest. But notice how different the crackdown is when it's about justice, and I truly believe that because I looked at that 2,400 students and I would love to take time to find out between the same time frame as when the protests during the BLM movement and the protests on the campus time frame and see if that number is exactly the same.
Mm,
The rest, just curious on that.
yeah.
And there's no place for a piece of crap president who pretends Palestinians do not exist. Hello, Tracy.
Palestinians. Yes.
Palestinians do not exist. Hello, Tracy. Coming in with the fire
Mhm.
already. You don't do protests hoping for acceptance. You're absolutely right. Um, we've had that. We talked about it last. We literally talked about it last night. Please
Mhm.
make people uncomfortable by telling the truth. Biden, I don't like what you said.
Mm-mm.
I really have. I understand what I understand the logic of why you said it. That anti-Semitism have no place in this country. I get that. However, you're talking to a group of people who are looking at it, and the next video is going to show it. People who's getting ran out of their house and home if they so happen to be lucky enough not to be killed. So I'm sorry, wrong time to try to show peace. And I really feel like, you're just trying to create a shiny bouncy ball. Look over here, don't look over here. I want you to look at this one event that has no place in what they're protesting about instead of what the protest is about.
Mhm.
So, it's not even apples to oranges. It's a grapefruit to a cherry.
If you look at the way the LA police responded to their protests, I was really astounded, but then again, not surprised to see that the LA Times changed their headlines almost by the hour. One of their first headlines after the encampment situation and the students were starting to pick up the encampment again, or build the encampment again, rather, sorry, was they said that the students left the campus grounds in a complete mess. There is video proof that it was the cops. The students were trying to either obey because they were getting pepper sprayed or thrown down to the ground. It was the cops afterwards who grabbed all the tents, grabbed all the signs, and tossed them on the ground together. So I saw those headlines start to change from, we can't say that the students did this, so let's change it into a more generic, the police are cleaning up. And then an hour after that, it was something about security means are being reassessed on campus. And it's just, Wow. And those were just the headlines.
I love it so much when they always you when law enforcement, especially when it comes for protests, when it comes from unarmed shootings of
Mm.
majority of minorities, when it always comes down to, oh,
Yes, Parker.
we got to take responsibility. We need to reassess what you're trying to tell me. If you have to reassess, that means you really didn't have a game plan from the beginning, did you? It was always just to go in, see what works, see what doesn't work, and pretty much, let's be real about it. If it didn't, even if it didn't work, but you didn't get caught, or you wasn't caught doing anything wrong, anything, you wasn't
Mhm.
reassessing chat squad. It worked the
No.
first time, it will work the second time. But now that you realize that you're on film, or now that you realize that people are calling you out, maybe we need to reassess. Maybe we need to
Mm.
adjust something. Um, we really
And
need to make sure that our body cam batteries are fully charged. We wouldn't want it to accidentally turn off while we're doing the best we can to keep students and professors safe during this riot. Trust me, I'm not lying. Heard that too. There's no longer protests. They're rioting the campuses.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on a tangent. That just always
No, it
amazed me on
fits.
that. Did you see the video from last week of the NYPD using that big truck where the cops climbed up to break into the window of the building the students were occupying? Yeah, I
Mhm.
did. Yeah, yeah. And it was all the students' fault that the cops had to break the window.
Right. That's the
Um,
stuff that drives me nuts. It's, you know, we have had um opposition groups infiltrating these protests and making it more of a riot, more violent. Sound familiar? There's a whole lot that we're tying back to BLM.
there are also instances of pro-Israel agitators shooting fireworks into the encampment. Yep, there
Yes.
is. And the funny thing about it is, Anna, and I didn't pull the video because it didn't give that much information. But they did have I did see the video where they did have a sit down between pro and anti Israel students. And it was funny to me when I looked at the video where it's like, it is so funny how no matter what is going on in this world, it still boils down to money in some type of way. Anti-Israel was, please, I want this school to pull their funding from any Israel companies or businesses or interests that's in Israel. Meanwhile, the pro-Israel people were
Right.
saying the complete opposite. Can you put more into the interests of Israel? I was
Right.
like, it is so funny that no matter what the situation is, money and power is always going to be somewhere in that mix.
Yeah.